What's up, everybody? It's your boy Mustache Menace coming at you again with yet another guide, and today we're gonna go over the Countermeasure Master Calling card. But before we get into it, guys, as always, I want to thank each and every one of my current subscribers, and for all those great comments and suggestions. You guys are what make this channel great. And for all those that are new to this channel, please consider subscribing to my channel, where I try to bring you the best guides for Call of Duty challenges. And if this video helps you in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me. Thank you. And with that being said, let's get into it, y'all. First up, we got Shutdown, which is destroy lethal enemy-controlled score streaks. Now, before we begin, let's go ahead and start with the loadout. The primary doesn't really matter. I would assume you could put your best primary here. That'll be fine. For your secondary, I would recommend launchers, just in case the guys do get, a chopper or a VTOL or a gunship. It's very rare. It doesn't really happen to me. I don't let them do that because I go ham on these boys. But just in case, you want to be prepared. For your tactical, you want to use smoke screen. It helps against sentry guns. It helps blocking people with RCXDs from being able to see you, etc. It helps you in general. For your tactical, you can use any lethal you're using, or I recommend a Semtex. Of course, that's what I would use to shut down sentry guns. For your field upgrade, I would recommend the assault pack, guys, because if they do get VTOLs or they do get choppers or gunships, you're gonna run out of rocket launcher ammo. So assault packs come in handy. You drop an assault pack, you get your 3 launcher rockets back, and you can still keep going ham. Now for your perks, of course, engineer is key. Engineers was going to make it happen. And of course, you might want to run flak jacket just in case the RCXD gets a little close to you when you go to destroy it, because that's what we're going to be mainly focusing on is RCXDs, and I will explain why. Now for your perk number 2, you want to use gearhead so you can get that assault pack faster, and quartermaster so that you can get your Semtex or lethal back faster. Now you don't necessarily have to run quartermaster. You can run something else if you're more comfortable with it, but I will recommend it because it is to get your lethal back faster. Now for the perks number 3, I would use Ghost and Cold Blood. Ghost is important because you don't want to get spotted in the mini map when RCXD is coming towards you. You want to be incognito for them, and Cold Blood is just going to help you from being incognito from the people shooting you above with any gunships, VTOLs, etc. Now, like I mentioned before, for this challenge, we're going to focus primarily on destroying RCXDs because, like I said, it is pretty rare that the enemy gets high-end score streaks. At least for me it is, unless I jump into a shit show lobby or just plainly have a bad match, in which way we're still prepared for with rocket launchers and Cold Blood. But anyways, not everybody can acquire high-end score streaks, but everyone can most likely get RCXDs. So as long as you're using the class setup I proposed or similar, you should be able to knock this task out easily by just keeping your ears open for the keywords of enemy RCXD. As soon as you hear those words, look up at your minimap to identify the direction in which it's coming from, and then find it using engineer to be able to see through, whatever boulders or building or whatever it is. And if you can't quite see it because of your environment, just keep an eye out on your minimap, for it shows you everything and you can better prepare for it. All you have to do now is repeat the process to continue to rack up completions. But of course, occasionally you will run into high-end score streaks, and you will be prepared for that. Just make sure that you continue your assault on the airship no matter the cost, and if you have an assault pack, throw it down before attacking and just go ham on it. Occasionally, you also will have someone else going for the similar challenges, and maybe using launchers as well. Just make sure to keep an eye out on the damage to time your attacks properly so that they don't steal your challenge, and before you know it, you'll be done with this. Up next, we have Totaled, which is destroy 100 enemy driven or piloted vehicles. Using the same class setup we utilized for Shutdown, it is going to greatly improve our odds of completing this sooner. I mean, literally, I just started this match and bam, added to the challenge, baby. Now, the only thing that I will suggest changing on the class is the lethals. Make sure you're rocking C4s because one blast from the C4 takes down ships like an iceberg to Titanic. It's ridiculous. Just check out this clip. I rocketed it once and I'm like, ooh, C4, boom, done. Now, another good note about C4 ships is that you can get a Dark Ops challenge underwater ops by planting and C4ing 5 ships. So if you're looking to accomplish Dark Ops as well, there you have it. For me, Armada was the best map to accumulate multiple completions towards this challenge. It's just too easy, guys. You can jet ski near the enemy spawn or just swim about in the open waiting for jet skis or gunships and just go ham on them. The only thing about this challenge is that it requires a lot of destruction towards it. Just continue to power through and before you know it, you'll be done with it. Up next we have Hard Counter, which is use a score streak to destroy an enemy score streak 10 times. Now, there are multiple ways you can complete this challenge. I've seen people use RCXD cars to destroy sentry turrets. You could use a sentry turret to destroy a sentry turret, or even use cruise missiles to destroy anything in the air from spy planes to gunships if you manage to guide those missiles into the airships, or you could just destroy another sentry turret. But the way I completed this task was much easier and less complicated without having to control these score streaks or dealing with any other variables. I'm talking about using Air Patrol. Air Patrol is a score streak that destroys any enemy airship in the sky. It takes a bit to accumulate, I will confess, unless you go on a good kill streak, but it is the easy and hassle-free way of getting this challenge done easily. Just use it when you know the enemy places a spy plane or a counter spy plane in the sky and acquire a point or two towards this challenge. It's that easy. No guiding or ranging or controlling, just press and success. Next up, we got Buckle Up, which is shoot an enemy off of a driven or piloted vehicle without destroying the vehicle 5 times. But we're going to skip over this one because that's pretty simple enough. And then we have Heartbreaker, which is destroy or end the player's lethal score streak before it gets a single kill 5 times. Now, this one could be a bit tricky, but if you've been destroying RCXDs with the class that I gave you, you should be able to complete this one at the same time. But you can also destroy sentry guns before they get a shot off on anyone and have that count towards this challenge as well. Last but not least, we have Risk Taker, which is destroy 15 enemy controlled tanks with C4. Now, this one isn't too hard, and quite honestly, I had a lot of fun doing this challenge. But before we get into it, let's cover the class setup. Now, for the primary, it doesn't really matter. Whatever primary you're comfortable with using, you can go ahead and use that. Now, for the secondary, if you're by any chance still working on the total challenge, you want to stick to using the rocket launcher for your secondary. For your tacticals, you want to use smoke grenades because that's what we're going to use to blind the tank driver and blind the turret user. For your lethals, of course, C4s, that's the challenge. Of course, you want to use field upgrade assault pack so you can get your rocket launchers back as soon as possible. For your perks, you want to utilize engineer. Of course, engineer is always going to be key in completing these challenges. For your second perk, you want to use quartermaster so that way you can get your C4s back as soon as possible after taking a tank down. And for your third perk, you want to utilize ghost. It would suck for the driver or for the turret to be able to see you if they pop a spy plane. So make sure you use ghost to avoid that. Now, the tactics for this challenge are quite simple. Use engineer to determine the direction of the tank in use, flank around avoiding snipers or other enemies, and position yourself in a blind spot for the tank driver by utilizing the environment or smoke grenades. Also, in working on this challenge, you will complete the car bomb challenge for Season 1 Prestige challenges. Please leave a comment down below if y'all wish me to cover any of those challenges, for I have completed both multiplayer and zombies Season 1 Prestige Master Calling cards. That's gonna be it for me today, guys. As always, I want to thank y'all for the continued support. My other guides are going to be down in the description below. Please consider checking those out. And if you haven't subscribed already, please consider doing so. And if I've helped you in any way, shape, or form, don't forget to smash that thumbs up for me. This is Mustache Menace, signing off. Peace.
I'm gonna set your place on fire. Let's get higher.